What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego back with some more boxing. So it looks like Yadamo Rigondeaux, aka El Chacal, responded to Nonito Donaire via Twitter. Here's what he had to say: I'm the 122-pound king. Nonito Donaire, if you want it, come get it. Miami, March 2014. So he's challenging him to a duel. He's actually taking the advice that I said on a video right after they first fought, which is fight in Miami. Miami, I've been to Florida, and there's a huge population of Cubans, Dominicans, and I know they'll support their champion. I just went to Florida earlier this year, and I had a great time. If you ever go to like the bodega and get some of that Cuban bread. That shit is so good. But yeah, I mean, Top Rank and Bob Arum were complaining, saying he doesn't have a market or they can't market him. There's no one that wants to see him. Bob Arum was like, nobody wants to see a fighter he's barring. Like, fuck that. You can market, if you're a salesperson, you can sell anything. And Rigondeaux has the skills to pay the bills, so he shouldn't be a hard sell. Um, if his opponents aren't on his level and can't make it an interesting fight, that's their fault. But anyway, I'm glad Rigondeaux responded. My thoughts, if they were to rematch, I would definitely tune in, definitely like to see it. However, if Nonito Donaire shows up like he showed up against Vic Darchinyan in the rematch, I see Nonito losing, and I see him possibly even getting stopped, beat even easier by Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux is a very sensible fighter. You could tell he's very seasoned because despite the trash talk and the fan hype from the first meeting and the first encounter, he played it smart. He didn't just rush in and start trying to overwhelm Nonito. He was very calculated and strategic. He's a sharpshooter. So Nonito Donaire against Vic Darchinyan, he was getting caught constantly with Vic Darchinyan's left at will. Rigondeaux happens to be a southpaw, and he's much quicker. He's much faster in pretty much every category: foot speed, hand speed, processing and thinking, brain speed. Um, than Vic Darchinyan. Rigondeaux is superior in all of those categories. So if Darchinyan was putting it together and outboxing Nonito, what the fuck do you think Rigondeaux is going to do with his hand speed, his accuracy? He's just a better fighter overall, and he has power in both hands. Um, Obviously, the power to hurt Nonito because in the 12th round, Nonito was backtracking. So Nonito Donaire has to come in really focused, really sharp, and really prepare himself. I don't know what it was, but in the Vic Darchinyan rematch, he looked very lethargic, sluggish, unmotivated. Similar to if you watch Yuriorkis Gamboa against Darlis Perez. Darlis Perez started stealing rounds late because Gamboa just seemed unmotivated, like he didn't want to be there, like he was just working a 9 to 5 or some shit and didn't want to go in. And that's kind of what I felt with Donaire. He did get the stoppage on Darchinyan, which was good for him, but it was in the 9th round, and he was letting Vic Darchinyan steal a lot of rounds. I have a comprehensive breakdown that I will post next. It's the Ego Rescored, and I took a look at that fight again, watched it with a second set of eyes after the fact, and give you kind of a play-by-play. I just see Rigondeaux being on another level in terms of skill set. So if you don't bring your A game, you're gonna be shark food. I also want to respond to the homie Karceno. He made some statements. He basically said it's blasphemous if you put Rigondeaux in your top 10. I gotta disagree with you, Karceno. I think Rigondeaux, it's not blasphemous to put him in the top 10. I definitely have him in the top 5 in terms of skill set. If you look at pound for pound skill sets, put him in the top 5. The only hindrance to him being in the top 10, possibly, that someone could even argue, is the fact that his resume is not that deep as a professional. But at the same time, he has the skills to pay the bills. And he has an awesome skill set. He's a sharpshooter. He has stiff competition. He fought guys like Nonito Donaire, and within 12 fights, he dethroned him. He also fought the dude that beat Adrian Broner and Gary Russell Jr. in the amateurs. So he has some credible opponents. I can't think of his name right now. But he has credible opponents on his resume. And I don't think it's crazy for you to put Rigondeaux in your top 10, especially since the pound for pound lists are subjective anyways. And a lot of people put a Klitschko in the top 10. And they're in a division that is not stacked. It's a division where Vitaly is very inactive, and Vladimir is pretty much winning based on being seasoned and being bigger than really everyone he steps in the ring with. He hasn't fought like a Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder that I can remember that was just bigger than him naturally, just in terms of actual size. And yet you have Rigondeaux, who definitely wasn't bigger than Nonito Donaire, and within 12 pro fights, he convincingly dominated and beat Nonito Donaire. So if Nonito Donaire was on top pound for pound list and in 12 fights Rigondeaux dethrones him, how does that not move him up? And how does that not give him a spot? And I'd be curious for Karceno to see who is in your top pound for pound. I know you got Floyd Mayweather, possibly Andre Ward. You kind of display some animosity towards Ward, so I don't know. So Karceno, if you're watching this, or if you get this, or if someone tells Karceno, I just want to hear what his top 10 pound for pound list is at the moment. And I don't see why you would exclude Rigondeaux, especially if he dominated the guy that was the guy. So that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. A rematch between a rematch between Yermo Rigondeaux and Nonito Donaire. What happens? What does Nonito need to do? Like I said, I think Nonito needs to go back to the basics, back to the drawing board, get that fire, that burning desire to be the best. I mean, he won like 30 fights straight before Rigondeaux dethroned him. So he needs to get back on that hype. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video's Ego signing off.